Yeah.
Hi, how are
What's going
you?
on? I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We were just having a conversation about snow in Toronto. It's
Oh my
not
God.
very pleasant here. How's it where you are?
I mean, I'm in California, so to be fair, I haven't seen snow in like years.
Oh my gosh, like, do you like snow though? That's the real question.
I am a fan of snow, but I only think I'm a fan of snow because now it's a novelty. Whereas like I used to live in Boston and it would snow like every weekend. And I was like, look, we can't keep doing this. Loved Boston. I loved America, and snow happened. It was magical the first time, and then it was just like terrible.
I feel you. I'm a hate-hate relationship all the way, but obviously we're here to talk about your new song, What Other People Say Do. The song's like killing it right now. The first time I heard it, it was like a very emotional, soul-wrenching song. But I just saw that you tweeted that like 1 million views now on the music video, which is crazy. How excited are you about that?
Yeah, excited is like the base word for where my head's at. I don't really know where my head's at. It's kind of I'm overwhelmed, I'm grateful, I'm excited, I don't know. It's amazing. This has been such a sick experience, and I'm just grateful that people like the music video and it's doing what it's doing. And YouTube support has been so crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just holding on, just for dear life. I'm like, let's go.
You're on for the ride. And I feel like it's definitely a Cloud9 moment. But you said that people love the video. But aside from that, I feel like people love the song because it's such a personal song that a lot of people can relate to. And even I listened to it the first time and I was like, this hits home. It connects so much with me. So I wanted to talk about, like what prompted you to write the song? Because it's very heavy on the like emotion side of things. So was there a personal story that triggered all of this for you?
Yeah, so I wrote this song before anything had happened for me as an artist, before the city had done what it
Wow.
did and is doing. Um, and I had been signed and I'd been dropped, and I for a long time was lying to my family back home, telling them I was killing it when I wasn't at all.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I was in a vulnerable state, and I was thinking about the expectations that a lot of people have had for me and how I just felt like I hadn't lived up to them. And instead, I turned into someone based on other people's opinions. And I think when you get desperate like that, when you don't really have, I don't know, good people to turn to, anyone with any advice, regardless of whether it's good or bad, I don't know. For me, I followed it and I just didn't like where I ended up. So what other people say happened, but the writing session for it, I was supposed to be writing for another artist, but
Oh.
that artist didn't turn up. So I mean, look, at the time I was like, they didn't turn up because they hate me, and they think I'm crap. But hindsight's 2020, and I'm like, thank you for not turning up. Um, but yeah, so it was just, I don't know. Every songwriting session is like a therapy session, and me and my mate Jeff and the producer Rakiz, we really talked for a couple of hours. And yeah, what other people say happened, it was written in like an hour, and it just felt like it was something I wanted to say. And yeah, almost 2 years later, I can't believe the situation it's in, and having Demi on it is
Yeah.
so crazy.
I can't believe that you wrote that song in an hour. Like a lot of the times it's a stop and go process. Like you write something, you take a break, got to think about it. But like the fact that you wrote it in an hour means that you just had all these thoughts that were like ready to be on paper. So you mentioned writing is therapeutic for you. So do you feel now that you've written the song, it's out there for people to experience, like an emotional weight has been lifted off your shoulders somewhat? Or do you still kind
Totally.
of have those same feelings?
I mean, I'm a work in progress. My therapist is my best friend at this point. Uh, but it's, I think when I write songs, they're mine and mine only until I release them, and then they're not mine anymore, and everyone's out theirs. And it's just been such a cool experience to, I don't know, hear from so many people about how the song has affected them. And
Hmm.
that's really why I write songs, is to give fans just like a safe place to feel their feelings. And sometimes, when I feel alone in something and I write a song about it, I kind of feel like if I feel alone, at least what other people say in this city has taught me, if I feel alone in something, then maybe there are millions of people out there who
Of
also
course.
feel alone, and maybe they need someone to just kind of put up their hand and say, listen, I feel like you're not alone, it's okay, it'll get better. So if that's what other people say can do for people, then that is I feel like I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Do you have any specific stories or like feedback that stood out for you, since a lot of people were telling you that the song has helped them a lot?
I mean, just talking to Demi has been life-changing in itself, and especially her releasing the trailer for her documentary coming
Yeah.
up. It's just to be able to give, and me and Demi have had such different lives, and I've grown up with Demi Lovato, and so to be able to give words to a part of her story that she was trying to tell, that's been the coolest experience for me. I've had so many fans message me with their own personal stories of how the song has affected them and how they've been struggling with and it's kind of the full range. It's like either struggling in a relationship, struggling with themselves, struggling with an addiction.
Mhm.
It really has been I've read a lot of powerful messages, and I don't know. I feel like I'm just like a regular, like I'm just like a ginger kid from Australia. Like I have no business being anyone's therapist, but if I can help someone in any way, shape, or form, then I don't know. I'm honored
It's
to be able to do
worth it at the end. And I think a lot of the times people look at music as like entertainment value, and but the whole other side of it is it's healing for a lot of people. And I think this song, especially like you said, from the feedback that you've been getting, that's how a lot of people felt about the song. This was such a powerful duo, yourself and Demi and yourself. I feel like you're both artists that just kind of wear your heart on your sleeve, and it's just honesty and genuine feeling. So how did Demi become part of the song and the story?
I have old mate Scooter Braun to thank for that piece of mastery. But no, we wrote the song, and not long after Scooter played it for my publisher Sam sent it to Scooter. Scooter played it for Demi, and Demi immediately connected with it. And she told me she cried after she heard it, and she recorded the vocal a couple days after she heard it for the first time. And I had just come off stage opening for Lewis Capaldi in New York, and I got the text, and it was Demi's cut of the song, and it was one of those very like, oh my god, this song was always supposed to be a duet, and I can't believe it's Demi Lovato, and what the hell's happening in my life right now? So that's how it came together, but we didn't meet until the day we shot the video.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that was probably like a year and a half later.
Oh my goodness. How involved was she in the process? Because it wasn't a year and a half until you filmed the music video, which was a great music video, by the way. Within that year and a half, walk me through what was happening with the song with her.
It was sitting, and it was the hardest. I'm like god awful at keeping a secret. It's terrible for my line of work, but like I really get myself into a mess. What had happened? I nearly spilled the beans to a radio station in the UK.
Oh,
That
fair.
happened. The fans, and let me tell you, Lovatics go so hard. I love and appreciate them, but they were like, Sam and Demi's coming, and I was like, yeah, not for a while, please help.
Wait, what did you say? Like, did you fully say that you had a song with her?
The clip's out there, but no, I didn't say it like me and Demi are on a song. It was more like, because I write for a lot of artists, and they were like, so you've written for Demi Lovato, what's that like? And I was like, yeah, Demi's on a song, and it's a really powerful message. And I think it was like the way it sounded was like, we've got a duet coming. But it was kind of I don't know, we just had to get the timing right, and then the pandemic shut things down, and I don't know, it felt like the timing was perfect in a way. It just took a second to get there, but
Of course.
it was just holding on to a secret for a long time, and that secret was Demi Lovato being on a song. And I don't know, but she's so sweet, and she's so she's just such a cool energy to be around, and to know all she's gone through and how honest and raw and beautiful in her emotions she is, it's really cool. I'm very grateful for her.
Oh yeah, and the year and a half was definitely worth the wait. So I kind of want to talk a little bit more about your experience in the music industry, because I imagine that being in the music industry, you're probably constantly meeting new and like super important people who might encourage you to fit like a specific mold that they think will succeed in the industry itself. So how do you find a happy medium between like being authentically you and not losing who you are, but still maintain those important relationships?
That's such a good question. I struggled with that for a really, really long time. I have only recently kind of made the realization that I have to be myself. I have to be honest with myself, and I have to know myself and ground myself in my emotions. And I think in the music industry, there are so many personalities, and it's easy to get lost in someone else's ego. And I mean, I need my ego checked. My head is big enough, but I think for me, it's trying to just be a good person to everyone I meet, and regardless of how they are to me. And I've been through my fair share of meetings that have gone some kind of way where something's been said about me, and I just kind of have to kind of laugh it off and give it the old Australian 1-2 with the charm and just be like, oh mate, thanks, yeah, God really rhythm me that one. But I think it's just being a good person, watching what you say. You never know who's going to be in the room, you never know who's going to be listening. And I think at the end of the day, what we're doing is making music, and music is supposed to help people. It's supposed to make people happy. It's supposed to let people find that safe place to feel their feelings. And it's just at the end of the day, not that deep. Like, of everything that's going on in the world right now, making music is an escape for people. And so I'm lucky to be here. And I think anyone who doesn't treat this industry as this magical place, and it's dark, it gets real dark, but we are so lucky to be able to do what we're doing in music and working with music. So anyone who gives off a bad energy, I just don't work with them. I don't care how many Grammys you have. I don't care how big of a deal you are. It's just not worth it to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that takes a lot of confidence in yourself to be able to do that, because a lot of the times in the industry, if somebody reaches out to you and you respect this person, you'll kind of jump at it and do whatever they want at any cost. So it's nice to hear that you're like, no, not gonna happen. I'm gonna
yeah, I mean, look,
so awesome.
It did, I will say, it did take a while. I said yes to everything for years, and I think you have to do that, and I struggled for a really long time. But I don't know, when I've been through some just not so pleasant interactions. My weight has been made fun of, my hair's been made fun of, my fashion sense, the fact that I wear glasses, like everything that you could possibly make fun of someone for, it's happened. It was because I was married, someone didn't want to work with me, and that was a really strange thing for me. But I'm just kind of like, you know what, like, that is a personal issue that they're going through. It doesn't have anything to do with me. And I don't know, things are going all right. So I can't complain.
I'm glad things are working out for you. And like, one thing also to mention is that YouTube chose you as their first artist on the rise for 2021. And you have a new song. So like 2021, you're killing it. Thank you for your time, Sam. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was so chill. Thank you for asking interesting questions. This is great.
Oh, you're welcome. Woo! I can breathe now that Sam liked my questions.